Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today my 5 tips advice for January 2020. Let's start. Well, first, Happy New Year. I didn't make a special video for that because anyway, people always say the same thing, so I wish you the best for 2020. I want to thank everyone who's following my YouTube channel. I've grown quite a bit this year, 2019. I went from 12,000 up to 35,100 today, I think. So it's over 23,000 new subscribers. So thank you very much to all the new subscribers, and thank you very much to every subscribers who've been there for a long time. So thank you very much. So first tip or advice, you have to study your camera. I know that very often I say you have to learn how your camera is working, you have to read the manual, you have to do all this, but I want to stress the point, especially because after Christmas many people are new camera owners, so it's important that you must know your camera, but not just where the buttons are or the function you have, but to know what they are for and how they affect your pictures. So you have to study, and the attitude is about studying your camera. For example, you want to learn about depth of field, well, today you're not going around making picture of landscape or whatever. No, you're going to study. So you're going to place different objects and you're going to point at one and see how the depth of field is affecting the rest. And then you change your aperture and see the difference, and then change aperture, see the difference. Or you wonder how your camera is doing with high ISO, if it's acceptable for you. Before asking anyone, just place your camera on a tripod and at night, and then you pull the ISO up, or you push the ISO up and see the difference, and you study the results. So the attitude is really about studying your camera, so this way you know the limit. Because if you don't know the limit of your cameras, it's hard to be creative, because you will soon think, oh, my camera cannot do it, or my camera can do it, but then you see it cannot, so you should think about something else. But if you prepared, if you've studied your camera, what it can do, what it cannot do, you will find a way to do something anyway. So you must study and work on it. Each function, each feature, everything, you must know how to use it. You have to study. It's not shooting around with, even if make a nice picture, but you must force yourself to sit and study how your camera works and how every function is affecting your pictures. This is really important. Advice number 2, download your picture every day. Very often I see people that have the memory card that is there, and they go around, make pictures, and the following day again, and 3 days after again, and next weekend again, and they never download the pictures. It's everything on the card. So one day they probably have a problem and they lose everything, or they don't have any problem, but the card is full, and then they're around and they think, well, I have to erase some, I have to delete some pictures because I need some space to keep shooting today. And maybe they have to delete pictures they like. So it's important when you get home. Of course, if you're traveling, you cannot maybe do it every day, but when you get home, today Saturday, you go around, make pictures, and tonight you download them, or tomorrow morning, and then you go out tomorrow, or then tomorrow night, then you download them. So this way you have to be this discipline of actually downloading your picture every time. So it's important you get your card out of your camera and use a card reader. I know that many people think, and they're right, you can actually download your pictures using the USB cable that came with the camera, but I don't advise this. Why? If there's any electrical problem in your house, maybe it's going to fry your computer, but if it fries your computer and your camera is connected to the computer at this right moment, it's going to fry also your camera. If you want to shoot connected to your computer because you want to see on screen what's in the camera, obviously you need to be connected with the cable. But if this is a minority of people doing this, but if actually you want to download your picture, get a card reader, get the card out of the camera, you place it in the reader, you download the picture, you place it back, place the card back in the camera, and you format the card in your camera. And that's the way to do it. But have this discipline of downloading your pictures as soon as possible, always. Advice number 3, you're restarting, it's time to clean your hard drive. We have a lot of pictures we don't need, we don't want, and we do have them on our hard drive. So I recommend that you open your Lightroom or whatever you're using, and you see the gallery of pictures, and you see what you've selected and used, and you see the rest. So double check the rest if there's anything you still may like, and otherwise you've just bin everything down to the trash. Why? Because you're actually occupying space, expensive space, because hard drives are expensive, and you actually slow down your computer when it opens a catalog of your Lightroom, if you're using Lightroom or whatever you're using, and just just get rid of the pictures you actually don't want. When I make a shooting of 60 pictures and I want to keep only 15, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, I check again, maybe I add 2, 3 pictures to my selection, and I just trash the rest. So from time to time, make some serious cleaning on your hard drive. Advice number 4, save money. Don't spend all your money. For Christmas, many people got a new camera, but many others just got some, got some money to buy a new camera. So for example, they have $500 or 500 euros, and they say, I'm looking for a camera that costs 500 euros. Or they have 1,000 euros, and look for a camera that costs 1,000 euros. And that's a big mistake, because you're probably going to get a body and a lens, and that's it. But you actually need more things. Maybe you need a bag to carry your camera, or a different strap, or you want the memory card, or an extra battery, or external flash unit, or tripod, whatever. If you spend all your money on this camera and lens, you probably have nothing left for the rest. So if you have 600 euros, probably get a camera 450 and keep the rest for accessories, filters, or whatever. And many people don't think about this, and then they buy the camera, and then a week later say, oh yeah, I don't have any bag. Well, I don't have much money. Because obviously there are some people that have good wage, and every month they could buy 5 times the same camera. That's no problem. But for many people, it's not the way it works. They actually have a budget for that, and they don't have more budget until a year later or something like this. So be careful with that. Maybe it's better to have a camera that is maybe not that high level, but you do have accessories that will help you make better pictures. So don't spend all your money on your first camera and first lens if you're going to need some accessories, and you probably will need them anyway. Advice number 5. Many people ask me if you can use actually a micro SD card with an adapter in a camera that normally uses standard SD cards. In theory, yes, you can. But in practice, I don't recommend you do that. Why? Because these adapters are really cheap adapters. They don't have a good connection, they don't have gold connection or whatever. So you're likely to get some problems with connection. So sooner or later, you will have a problem. They get dirty or whatever, and your camera won't be able to communicate with the card, so it won't be able to write the pictures on the card. Or when you want to read, maybe it gives you a problem, whatever. So really, micro SD cards are made for cameras, for micro SD cards like GoPro or similar, or telephone or whatever, and SD card are SD cards. So you should get a proper SD card. And also, even if the contact were working, they normally slow down the speed of your card. So it means if you're doing video, for example, and you bought a 90 megabyte per second card, micro SD card, when you place it in the adapter, maybe you're not getting this 90, but you're getting maybe 70 or 60. So maybe your video will stop because the buffer cannot cope with the speed of your card is writing. So that will be a problem. So you must get what it's recommended. If they tell you an SD card, it's an SD card. If it's micro SD, it's micro SD, but don't use adapters, except it helps you to save yourself one day, because your card is full and you have an adapter and a micro SD and you just use it, but temporarily, okay? And regarding SD card, what SD card? Many people say, oh, I just need a class 10 card. That's not enough. Class 10 is a generic name, and actually it's true that your this card will normally work in your camera, But if you want your camera to work at the right speed in video or burst rate or whatever, you need a high-speed SD card. I recommend to buy 90 megabytes per second or over. It's written on the card 90. Why? Because that will cope with normally with video and whatever. If you're doing 4K and things like this, you should check with your camera manual what they actually recommend. Maybe they recommend an even higher level. Don't buy slower than 90 megabytes per second. And then regarding brands, I use SanDisk and Lexar. I like them. I never had problem with them. There are many other brands. I prefer these two, but be aware that if you want to buy SanDisk or Lexar on eBay or some strange Chinese shop, very often they're fake. They just have a sticker on it that says SanDisk, but they're not really SanDisk. So I actually recommend you buy from an official place, a physical shop, or on Amazon, but really Amazon selling, not the marketplace, and get the genuine SanDisk or the genuine Lexar. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you think it may help other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. Send me an email to info@ericgibaud.com. And below I also put links of my gear on Amazon and also links to other parts of my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Bye.